are listening to the broadcast on rootsmedia.ca.
What's in your soap? Tossing around the P word. Water for all. Dropping the big one. Good Friday to you. It is April the 2nd of 2010. This is Ernie Hiltz, and you are listening to the Roots broadcast. Last week, after a Montreal store hit the press, the owner brought a bar of soap off display and put it away only for the eyes of serious collectors. The shop owner claims the soap is made of human remains from Holocaust victims. There is a swastika on the bar, and it comes with a card saying Poland 1940. The shop owner, being Jewish himself, says he will not sell to a neo-Nazi. Don't forget the polar bears, but let's not forget the seals either. Mike Hamill of the Department of Fisheries estimates 70% of seal pups will drown this year due to lack of needed ice. Do you turn off the lights when you leave a room? Not all government employees do. An Ottawa resident filed a petition with the Auditor General in complaint of wasting tax dollars and energy when government office buildings remain lit when empty. The opposition wants Helena to go. Helena Guergis, Conservative Member of Parliament, has been hitting the headlines lately rather hard. When undergoing security procedures at the Charlottetown airport, she called the city a hellhole and uttered other profanity in what was referred to as a hissy fit. With Guergis under pressure from her parliamentary colleagues, the media, and the Rick Mercer report, some of her staff wrote letters of praise without disclosing that they work for her. When discovered that they were by her staff, the Liberals and NDP called for her resignation, or for Stephen Harper to fire her. Quebec's budget introduced a new $25 a year healthcare fee, to be raised to $200 after yearly increases, and increased provincial sales and fuel tax. Yesterday, while Quebec's finance minister promoted the budget, thousands protested it. The contract for the workers of the Art Gallery of Ontario expired in November 2009, and the union representing the workers have been in negotiations since. When last year's salary of the Art Gallery's CEO was disclosed on Wednesday, hours later the union workers voted in favor of a strike and walkout if a deal is not reached in the coming weeks. The workers are concerned about their job security and layoffs. Earlier in the month, the gallery announced several dozen layoffs when the CEO made $981,000 last year. An investigation by the Victoria Police is looking into an incident where police officers broke up a fight, arresting 6 people, and a man was taken to the hospital with a head injury. A video submerged on YouTube from the incident showing a uniformed officer kicking 2 men who were on the ground, already in control of officers. Watch the video at rootsmedia.ca. A Nova Scotian couple ended up across the border in the United States when visiting Stansted, Quebec. Stansted has roads that cross over to American soil. The couple did not know they entered the U.S. until they were stopped by police. When stopped, they were arrested, fingerprinted, photographed, and made to sign a statement. The couple urges the Canadian government to clearly mark all entry points into the United States. Last week, Prime Minister Stephen Harper stood up for the couple, stating, "It is essential that our borders be bridges between us and not barriers." The World Health Organization is in question of using the term pandemic for H1N1 while Cuba vaccinates. Outside experts will begin to evaluate the WHO handling of H1N1 April 12th and will present a report at the WHO's annual meeting in May 2011. WHO's top flu official, Dr. Fukuda, says the use of the term pandemic may be reconsidered in the future. This week, Cuba will start vaccinating almost 10% of its citizens with donated stock from the World Health Organization. Until now, Cuba preferred quarantines over rolling up their sleeves for globally debated vaccinations. Pregnant women and public workers are atop the receiving list. Obama announced Wednesday the United States will end a 29-year-old ban on offshore drilling. The president says they're going to need to harness traditional sources of fuel, even as we ramp up production of new sources of renewable, homegrown energy. Offshore oil drilling is known to be costly, environmentally unfriendly, and destructive of ecosystems. The Boston Globe reports, the appearance of high gas prices at the pumps angered acceptance of offshore drilling, yet it would take at least a decade to begin drilling. On World Water Day, the Council of Canadians delivered more than 56,000 petitions to the Prime Minister's office calling for a national water policy that bans bulk water exports, protects Canada's freshwater resources, and recognizes access to water as a human right. Director of Campaigns and Communications, Brent Patterson, says clean water must be delivered as a public service, not a profitable commodity. Spotlight. Did you ever have to practice hiding under your desk? Jean Chrétien, Joe Clark, Ed Broadbent, and Lloyd Axworthy composed an article which appeared in the Globe and Mail, stating, "The future of humanity is as threatened now as it was at the end of the Second World War from proliferation of nuclear weapons." They raise concerns that now there are more nations with nuclear weapons, others are becoming nuclear capable, and in fear of suicide bombers will one day obtain nuclear weapons or nuclear materials. The group commends proposals in nations for abolishing nuclear weapons. They wrap up in support of the goals of our colleagues in the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, and Australia, and call on governments and ordinary people everywhere to push for action now before it is too late. That's all for now. Thank you for listening to the Roots broadcast.